Everybody next to you wants to leave? Watch it.
I mean, we could stay a little longer.
I think we need to go. I think it's been a long
Well,
night.
Well, these
this is
people
animated,
seem
and
to know you.
man, is
Come
Luna
on.
adorable or
I
what?
think I want to give this another try. Please.
Okay, fine. Maybe one drink.
No doubt this is from episode 8. Wow, this is fast. I like these playouts, and then once I'm done, I'm going to do an in-depth review of every scene and see what's going on and what's happening. Is Mom on? Ooh, Striker's back? Whoa, Blitzo's... Dang, Blitzo is here. This is just 1 minute. Oh my. Oh, it looks like there are more figure rolling in the future. And more fights and brutal violence. Coming in 2022. Alright, let's begin again. Let's go back.
Another try. Please.
Okay, fine. Maybe one drink.
Let's go really slow, and I'll do an in-depth review. Well, let's see what we got here. Stolas, alone in his house. We got Luna drinking something and then spitting out. And this scene is interesting. Blitzo is seducing Stolas. No doubt this is definitely from the flashback. A flashback where those two first meet for the first time. And Blitz, putting the moves on him to get the book, which did happen in the pilot. It says clock ticking, so it's definitely a different time, because either Stolas is pondering and has a hat, which he never wore in episode 7, so I'm guessing this is going to be after he went back home and found this hat and felt nostalgic for the first time he and Blitzo met. And see, while he's putting the moves on him, he's like smiling and playfully running away for him to chase him. We get a scene of Moxie and some creature stealing from a bank. But who? And who is this character? Well, people think this is a sinner. It's possible, but it's not a Hellborn because it's as a fin. See in his back? He's definitely aquatic. So it could be human-born sinner, or it could be an inhabitant. Possibly from a different ring, because we will see in the future scene Millie battling some shark gangsters, which were seen in the Angel Dust comic. Blitz is nervous here in a flower shop and apparently in human disguises because there he has hair, which he never had. And this scene right here. Sheesh, this is definitely something out of Ren and Stimpy. Though I don't know how the humans can, not put two together when the fact he has horns growing out of his head. When Luna was able to hide her, although I'm guessing this is probably a poor design human disguise. Yep. And this scene people get a lot talking about. A young Fizzaroli and a young Blitz. Probably auditioning, because those two were tight when they were kids. And this was like they were teenagers. Possibly auditioning for Maman, and Blitzo is not really happy for this. And we see Blitz definitely putting the moves on Stolas, but he only cares about the book. So we'll definitely get a flashback on the first night that Blitz meets Stolas and gets in bed with him and takes the book. Which we did see a little bit in the pilot, but they'll be reimagining. And here we get Stella again. I'm guessing this is either present or past, because Stolas is definitely sad, turning away from her. You can see the lighting here, and by light I mean these two things on his face, definitely from him crying. So either A, he just came back home after episode 7, and his wife was there, and her reprimanding him about going out with him again, but he just can't, argue with her anymore, and he just like breaks down crying, but he didn't want her to see him like that, so he turns around. Or it could be that afterwards, Stella confronts him and tells him that she's divorcing him because she's tired of all the stuff that he's get on with Blitz, a nymph, which is considered taboo in their society, especially since they're royal. And, I wonder what the scene will play out in the animation style. And Blitz, in disguise with a human, in a shop with different pairs of shoes, pants, and even a polo shirt. Though I have no idea which episode it's from. And this one is very interesting. We've seen a house, not the club, a house with both Asmodeus, and Fizzaroli together hugging. And it seemed like someone walked in on them. I don't know who is this. Is it his house or Fizz's house? But who is this demon? She could be either working for Asmodeus or Fizzaroli, or someone new that just walked in and just seen them holding each other in an embrace. But all I know is this is like quite different, because Asmodeus does have feelings for Fizzaroli. In fact, they're pretty much the opposite of Stolas and Blitz. Even though they condemn their relationship, they're hypocrites, because deep down they truly do care for one another, and this scene proves it. They're in some house together, looks like happy, until they've been spotted by this succubus, I believe, because And we got Moxie from their house, though this scene interesting. The same shark creature, the shark demon from the previous scene, saying that, tell your dad it's a salesman. So I don't know if Moxie's with his parents right now, or that's just a thing he always rolls down for every time he goes door to door. And this scene is interesting. We've seen both Blitzo and Fizzaroli performing together, and it looks like those two are enjoying themselves, especially Blitz. But as they come close, we can see that Fizzaroli is taking from his pocket his keys, and him looking to the camera. No doubt this is definitely not so far from the present, because those two looks like they're auditioning for something. Most likely for the next scene of auditioning for Mammon, because Blitzo works for both Asmodeus and Mammon. So I'm guessing Blitz tried to audition for Mammon before forming IMP, since it's been in business for more than a year. And Blitz, once again a Brony fan, has a Twilight Sparkle plush for keychain. And here we go. This was like a casino. Mammon. So I'm guessing his business of headquarters is a casino, which makes sense since Mammon has been described as the Prince of Greed. And what better place for greed? A casino with slots. So while Asmodeus is more entertainment and brothels and red light districts, Mammon is for greed and money and place, so like slots, like casinos. So we're definitely going to see Mammon in the future in a presumably casino location. And Blitz is fighting these humans here with a pug on his hand, though for what I have no idea. But it's going to be violent and bloody, yet also funny at the same time. And here we get awesome Striker fighting both Millie and Moxie with cool acrobatic moves. And it looks like someone's been tied to the tracks, because you can see his figure below. There are 4 figures: Millie, Moxie, Striker, and this one right here. The one in black. It could be either Stolas or someone else, but I'm guessing it's Stolas because he's been hired to assassinate him. And looks like they're in a mine or a cave. No, I think in a western place. Most likely in a different place besides the Ring of Wrath, since it was basically a western place. So we're gonna, and again, it's cool of him doing a loop-de-loop And yeah, definitely is a cave because he put in something from the wall. It's definitely like a cave, cavern. And Blitz's been impaled by perfume. Ugh, I know that feeling, buddy. And here we get Fizzaroli again, making his debut outside a car with dick spitting out. Yep. And this scene, well, this scene is quite titillating. Not only we get a Mammon concert because, both Fizzaroli and Blitz wore shirts for Mammon, and green is his color. And man, I gotta admit, that guy is so lucky. He has like a topless babe on top of him, and her thighs are squeezing him. And since his motive is greed, dollar signs everywhere. On the tips of her horn, to her glasses, and even like pasties on her tits. Oh man, I cannot wait to see this animated, and definitely a concert location. And some green light hit her. I'm guessing it's from Mammon himself or one of his lighting. And it burns her eyes. Yep. And here we got Octavia. We haven't seen her since episode 5. And it looks like she came out of the bus with a map. I think she just came back from either camp or from a location. Because last time we heard about her, Stola said that she was with her mother. So I'm guessing maybe we're getting a brief glimpse of her as to what happened to her. Maybe her mother sent her off to a camp for a while to get her out of the way for Stryker to do his job, and she just came back right now. Stryker performing cool moves with his pistols, his angel pistols, I think. We don't know. And we got Asmodeus handing Fizzaroli fire sticks to perform. Quite well done. I'm excited to see more Alex Brightman. And hopefully James Englehart too. And we got Stryker versus Eminem in this cool choreographed fight scene where Moxie got a hit on Stryker in those two. And now we got here. This is presumably a young Blitz. But who is this figure beside him? It could be his father. And the pilot Blitzo did say that he never supported his musical dreams. And by him rubbing his shoulder, I'm guessing he either punched him or, just grabbed him too hard. It was unknown what his relationship was in the series, but that photo at the end of episode 7, we make a hint that Tilla, the sister from the pilot, has become the mother now. And I wonder what happened to both of them. And here we got Fizzaroli reading the news that he looks like he must have gotten it from Asmodeus. And it says here, "Lustering news, we have the horny now." And here we got a page from IMP. We kill for fun, IMP. That's all. And we get a picture of Asmodeus and Fizzaroli cuddling together. King of Oz, a hypocrite? No doubt that woman who saw them was probably presumably either a succubus or a news reporter and took a picture of them together. And this is definitely going to be big for both Asmodeus and Fizzaroli, because now they're in the spotlight. Now that, they've been outed. So I wonder what's going to happen to them. And Fizzaroli lighting for fire. He does love the fire. And it may be the reason why he switches his arms and legs to mechanics. And presumably the incident where Blitzo got his white mark on his face. And one of the last scenes we got here is Luna in the human world in her disguise, still fabulous as ever, drinking coffee. And apparently it's pretty expensive. It is $5, $10, and even $50. And it's his best coffee, so sheesh, $50 for coffee? And earlier, as she was drinking it, we saw her spit on her coffee. So maybe she was shocked and surprised by some scene. Either getting on her phone or seeing someone. But who? And here we got this mysterious character who looks like an owl or an avian demon with a crown on her head. So she's presumably a royal too, possibly a member of the Goetia family as well. Since other than Stolos and Octavia and Stella, we don't know any other owl demons. We did saw a few in the pilot, but it's unknown if those two were one of them. But this design for this character, she looks a lot like what Stella was originally designed, though a bit changed, but I wonder what's her name. And, it's possible that we're in a new location because in the background we can see blue. So maybe we're in a bit of a frozen place. Because she's wearing a fur coat for winter. So I'm guessing we're in a place in a ring of hell that's winter. Maybe the sloth ring? Or somewhere else, because it looks like it's been frozen. And we got Millie and Moxie, or just Millie, fighting the shark gangsters. And man, look at her, ripping his face off and skin off, and ugh, wow, that's really brutal and violent. And we get the final scene of a hand. Presumably Stolas, because if you look at the hand, it's all black. People think it's Fizzaroli, and this is like the incident that made him change his organic hands and legs to mechanic, but no, this is definitely Stolas. And presumably looks like he's been attached with an IV, so he must have gotten hurt in an incident. Maybe that was the beginning, like after Stolas and Stella had that argument, and when she presumably divorced him, Stryker striked, and while he didn't manage to kill him, he did leave him injured. So much injured, he went to the infirmary, and him in the phone, looks like he's trying to call IMP and Blitzo, probably tell him that he needs his help, or worst case scenario, like we see here, a pedal fall. So maybe he's dying, or he died, and he wanted to call Blitzo one last time and tell him that he loves him, and that whatever happens, like, he'll always do. I don't know. There's been rumors that with the episode 2, people think Stolas is going to die, and I too believe that. Even though Vivziepop herself says that Stolas is not going to die, I believe she's misleading us for a purpose. Because it would be truly a big epic finale for a character to truly die. Because while we saw people get mangled, shot, and killed, no one permanently died, other than humans. So I wonder, are we going to see Stolas die in the finale, or someone's going to die in the finale? That would be intense, and would definitely drive the story for season 2, which has been confirmed and in production. So I wonder if all of these scenes were for the finale. That would make sense, because episode 6 was longer, so they took longer, so I wonder if the same thing is going to be for this, but instead of 20 minutes, we're getting 40 minutes, a double length episode. Who knows? All I know is everything is coming in 2022, and I'm excited. Are you guys excited? Who knows? Well, that's it for now. I wish you all a good night and peace, and always keep updates for Vivziepop and Has Been Hotel. See ya.